Hey, so I just wanted to make a quick video on the triggers that we had this morning. We posted a watch list in this morning pre-markets with a few tickers. Also posted a pretty good trade idea on IQ, which I want to go over with you guys. That was a nice little trade. It actually gave a pretty good risk-reward opportunity there. Typical little breakout through pre-market highs with a good reward. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go over it. Go ahead and go over that. Let me just minimize my fat dome piece again right quick. And let's just jump right into it. So, as you can see here, this was posted 5 minutes before the open. So right here we have morning watch list, 5 minutes before the open, posted this. Watching IQ over 275. So that was the trade idea that we were most interested in. We also got TEL. Let me just jump into TEL real quick, which is also on our list. As you can see here, I actually took this one it was right through 370. That's where I got in. So about 5 cents a risk or so. Yeah, it was a real nice one too. I mean, it wasn't great, but it gave almost 2R. I sold quite a bit of it into this pop right here. But yeah, that wasn't anything crazy, to be honest. It was kind of a lame trade. As you can see, it just pulled right back and there's just chopping around. So our target was 390, so the risk reward definitely made sense on that one. But yeah, that was also kind of like a pre-market high kind of trade. Also lined up with yesterday's high, so I figured that if we could break above this high at 370, that we'd get a little push, which we did. But yeah, so back to IQ, that was the main winner today. Let's just go ahead and take a look at that. You can see on the daily chart here, this thing is definitely due for a bounce. We had quite a few days lower, getting extended to the downside. We kind of had a doji day here, which is like could indicate a reversal. I think that's what you call it, doji. I'm not really sure about all those candlestick fancy schmancy patterns and all that stuff, but yeah. So you can see that it was due for a bounce. I figured we could at least test the 9 on the daily. And so yeah, you can see gap up day, so looks good, looks real good. And so the idea was IQ over 75, and that was, you can see that that was right about here. So with this one, you probably want to risk about 10 cents or so. You can see that all the other time frames look really good. I'm just going to go over it real quick. We can look at the larger time frames. So you can see how beautiful this hourly chart is, how it's holding the VWAP here, trying to close above, holding it well. It dipped down right here, tested the 9 out the gates, and proceeded to bounce. So that was really bullish looking. And then the 15 looked pretty good too. And the 5 minute did a little dip wash, caught some shorts there on the chase, and then basically squeezed up. So yeah, the 75 entry was because we figured that if we broke 75, which was also the high of day at this time, that we would have squeezed through pre-market highs as well, which we did. So you can see that our target was the high of this day here, the high of 311, also around the 90 MA. And so the risk reward definitely made sense off of 10 cents. So the 75 break, you're looking at 4, 5. So you're looking at about roughly 5.5R to our target. So the risk reward made sense, the target made sense. 5.5R is a really good trade. And if you have plans where you scale out in pieces, where you're going out, 20% at 2R your first sell, 20% at 3, 20% at 4, 20% at 5, that leaves you with a pretty good average sell on all shares, well over 2R. And that's the kind of system that I implement in my strategy, a scaling system like that. And so, yeah, that was a really good trade. Just wanted to highlight that one. Basic breakout through high of day and pre-market, utilizing the indications that we see on our hourly and 15-minute charts, saying that the stock is bullish, and also taking into account that the daily is due for a bounce. So with all those factors coming into play, we definitely thought the stock was ready to go higher. All right, before we wrap it up, I also wanted to go over another trigger that we got in chat. Actually, a member brought it up to me. I had no idea about it. I wasn't even looking at it, matter of fact. It was on HGEN. So let me go ahead and talk about that one real quick. Let me just pull up what we were looking at. Let me just snip this from chat. I want to put the person on blast, but let me just go ahead and snip that. So you can see here, the HGEN break 295. I said that was 243. I said I like that through 3 too. Okay, so let's take a look at that. That was at 647. So that was right about here. So right about here is when I said that I like HGEN through 3. And $3 was the pre-market high. It was a whole dollar mark. It was a very good spot to get in for the trigger. And looking at all the other time frames, I mean, look at how bullish this thing is looking. It's kind of like the last setup where it's pulled back. You can see, and it's testing the 9 EMA here. You're going to try to bounce. And that's exactly what I saw on the daily charts. You can see how well the hourly chart is holding, how well the daily is holding. The 15 was holding really well too. If we take a zoom in here, you can see how it's opening above VWAP, opening above the 9. And of course, the 5-minute was good too. You can see it right here, pop, pull back right to the 9 VWAP for the break. And on this one, we're risking maybe max about 10 cents. You probably could have got tighter than that. But if you wanted to be safe, you could have done 5 cents. Maybe you could have done like 7 cents or so. But yeah, that was also another idea that we had in chat, that risking just 10 cents on this one. I mean, look at the target was the high of this day here, 311. So 350 was the target. Even if you had a really wide stop of 10 cents, you made 5R in that trade as well. These are the kind of trades that we look out for, guys. And yeah, I just wanted to go over HGEN before we wrapped it up there. But yeah, so pretty basic stuff. We post those lists in the morning before the bell opens up. We post trade ideas. We're just a bunch of enthusiasts over here. We're not selling anything. So if you want to join our chat room, feel free. Link is below. Actually, I feel like the more people, the better. More eyes on stuff, the better. The more participation, the better. And therefore, it will act like a free scanner. You have more eyes looking for setups for upside breakouts, then that can benefit the whole room. And that's the goal, to have a community of traders where we're all looking for the same relative thing, breakouts. That's the specialty around here, is upside breakouts on small caps. Actually, it really doesn't matter the market cap, to be honest. Yeah, having eyes on bullish stocks definitely help. Having eyes on what's moving. And just bouncing ideas off each other. I really appreciate all the teamwork that's been going on in chat. You guys are giving me heads up on stuff that's about the trigger that you see is bullish, and it's really cool. So the more the better, the more the merrier. So feel free to join below, and let's catch some more cool trades tomorrow. If you have any questions, comments, drop it below. Please subscribe to the channel. I noticed that viewing the channel, it looks like 70% of people that watch these videos don't subscribe or not subscribe. So if you subscribe, that really help out the channel, give us some more encouragement to pump out more videos and to help you guys out. So thanks, guys, once again for stopping by. That's going to be the video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.